Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and welcome to another Advent Day possible fix. Today we're looking at these Wall Colour Pro Lithium hair clippers. The idea is they have all these different colours. You can see 8 there, 9 there, and they're clearly labelled here. So I suppose instead of having to remember what grade you use, you can just be like, yeah, I normally give myself a green, followed by a purple, etc. Little bit of a gimmick, but it is what it is. Anyway, I bought these as faulty from eBay, and when I've got them plugged in, they are wireless, so cordless ones. When I've got them plugged in charging, basically, it will only give me a tiny little bit of life. But what's interesting is, every now and then, it comes up with the blue light down here, so you can see without that, they're not doing anything. But every now and then they will come up with a blue light down here, and then when you press it, they're as powerful as they should be. But you look again a few minutes later and the blue light's gone. So it's strange, the blue light just seems to come and go, yet I don't think it's a bad connection. So possibly it could be just boring battery related, but let's open it up and see what's going on. Maybe there is a bad connection somewhere, because right now it doesn't, there's no blue light at all. But watch this. You can see it's moving now, and if I unplug this, it goes. So it clearly does recognise that something is plugged in. It could just be a faulty 18650 battery, but let's take it apart and see what's happening. These cost around 60 UK pounds, and they're for sale right now. It's a current item. I think I'm going to really struggle to get today's videos done. I have gone through about 5 items, and every one of them was just working or just needed charging, but it's still taken me hours to go through each of them. I've had coffee machines and everything just work, so yeah, a real shame. At least this one's not working. I just dread to think that it's just going to be an 18650 battery problem. Right, there we go, 4.3 volts, it's a 4 volt charger. I just want to wiggle it around, see if that changes, because the blue light is coming and going, but just very occasional. Right, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. So let's open this up and see what's happened. Maybe, you never know, maybe it was dropped and the connection's iffy, but the very fact it's weak like that says to me that it is going to be connected okay. $18,650. Right, can we take this out? Yes, we can. Okay, so we've got a switch here. Interestingly, we do have a little bit of corrosion on that switch. Let's see if it's working now. No. Do you know what? Could it be that the switch is dirty and only passing a certain amount of voltage through? But then again, why is it only charging? Do you know what? Sorry, the board's tiny. The charging board's absolutely tiny. I thought there'd be more going on in here. Or is that some sort of glue? It just looks a little bit green there. Let's see what we got in the battery. I hope it's not going to be something like 0.5 volt. So, annoyingly, it's got these protective bits on. Oh, look at that, it's actually, look, they've covered up, they've actually coloured in, they've put paint over something here. Should we scrape it back and see what it says? They've tried to cover something up. Why? Shall I get some IPA on it and see if we can rub it off? No, I'm struggling to get through that one. I'm just going to Google this one here, MH47682, and see what it comes up with. Well, that's interesting, they're actually selling it as Wall hair clippers on eBay, £7.81. But that's only 2,200 milliamp hours. This is 2,600. Yes, all down as Wall cordless clipper replacement battery. Not quite sure why they went to the bother of blanking that out. Now, so there's going to be a little LED under here. Let's see how is it going to clip out? Yeah. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, the battery protection board. Oh, this might be more interesting. If it's not the switch, which I don't think it is, it might be something on here, which is not charging properly. Or is that the little charge chip there? Well, that's going to the LED. And does that look like a little bit of corrosion just there? Can you see in here? It's a tiny little bit blue. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do, just in case, for example, one of the caps might be shorted or something and it might be draining the, I'm sure it is going to be a battery problem, but just in case one of the caps might be shorted, I mean there was some sort of gunk in between them, but that might be just factory. Let's charge it up now, see if the light comes on, and also let's see, get the flare cam out, see if anything's getting warm. So let's plug it in. And plug this in here. Wow, the blue light came on. Right, so it's not charging now. Hold on a minute. Hold on. No. The blue light's coming on, and that's powerful. That's powerful. What's going on here? Why isn't the light coming on to indicate charging? That's now working. Beforehand, when I turned it on, the blue light didn't come on. Surely it wasn't that tiny bit of corrosion just there. But the battery is flat. Tell you what we'll do. Let's see. It's acting different than it was at the beginning of the video. Let's plug this in here and see what sort of charge we got going on. 4.3 volts. Okay, let's unplug this if I can. And now let's see what we got in the battery. Nothing. So let's see if we got 4.3 volts here now. So it's working without the battery. So the battery has completely died. I think we need to open it up and see if we've got a charge on the actual battery. It might be the board itself which is not putting the power through. Let's nice and gently uncover this. Just want to be careful I don't cut through anything. There we go. Ooh, nice. Ooh, that doesn't look so nice. So let's try to see if we can take this off. So this is coming up from the negative. Here we go. Ooh, has a capacitor blown there? Don't know. Zoom in a bit more. So let's just make a note of where that is there. It does look like it's sparked from there going across, does it not? Okay, well we should, if we go between here and, it's going to be there I presume. Yep, there, just goes underneath here, just under there. What would be great is if we could see 4 volts on the actual battery itself. Because that means then it's something on the board which I think would be a lot more interesting. And that doesn't look right. That burn by the capacitor doesn't look right. Now, please, please, please give me 4 volts. Please. Yes, 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 yes. We have 4 volts. 4.3. That battery is fully charged, yet we haven't got anything on the output here, on the output pins. So it's not allowing it through. This is fantastic news. Right, okay, so what we have to do is we have to unsolder it from the board because I don't want... yeah, because I mean I don't want to be working with any heat near so close to the battery. But look at that, that's fantastic. So for me now, even if I can't repair it, it doesn't matter. I've got interest in it rather than just having to charge up another dead battery. Let's unsolder it from here. I'll do the negative side first because it's easy to get to. There we go. Right, so that's off that side. I can't tell you how happy I am that there's voltage in the battery. Honestly. The hardest part of this challenge is finding things that are actually faulty. That might be fixable, not something that's just been worn out from years and years of use. Here we go. I'm just going to take a quick picture so I know which way to put this back in case I forget. I think it says B plus here anyway. There we go, we're free. So I don't have to worry now about anything exploding. Right, okay, let's see. Also, I wonder, is this switch here, I wonder, is that corrosion? Maybe I should just give that a quick clean now. So I think maybe, possibly, water might have got in here. And maybe that's what's blown up this little board here. Right, let's go into continuity. Let's zoom right in. We'll see if this capacitor is testing short. So it was this one here. No. Is it this resistor that's gone? That also looks a little bit burnt there, does it? I'm just going to see if I can get an ohm reading off that. Also, what else is on here? Let's check the other caps. There's not a huge amount on here. No short there. No short there. It's definitely burning coming from here, but unless it was from here. Right, I'm going to go to resistance. And I'm just going to read them out. So this is resistor 2, 47 something, I don't know. Interesting. Result, there's nothing there. Right, let's do this one. I'll show you that in a minute. What? There's nothing there either. Something there. Right, that's 10 ohms. Why have we not got 10 ohms here? Oh, I have. No, I haven't. Hold on. There's nothing there. I haven't got anything there. Right, this should be 33 ohms. What's going on with this board? I can't get a... do you reckon there's a weird coating on it? Let's try that. Yeah, there's a weird coating. No, there's not. I'm still not getting a reading. That's odd. Weird. Why am I not getting any reading? Let's go to continuity. So from here, yes. From here. No, not there. Is that linked to here? Yeah, so I mean, I get a reading easy enough, like here, don't I? So the reason the voltage isn't going through is because from these, I'm going to call them MOSFETs, but I don't actually know what they are. But it looks like these might be the gates, and then they're passing through from here to... This is a negative. Yeah, they're not going to be passing through the negatives here and here. Which then, hold on, that goes up to here. That goes up to here. Then pass it through to here. So it looks like none of the resistors are working. I'm just going to show you that. So somehow we have 3 faulty resistors, which is just really, really bizarre. So if you look, this one here, if I go here and here, you can see there's nothing there. If I go on this one here, there's nothing there. If I go on this one, there's nothing there. And if I go on this one, it's 10 ohms. Weird. Right, let's, do you know what? Shall we look through the microscope and see if we can actually see what numbers they should be? And I'll write down the numbers and see if I've got them. Now, if this was any other YouTube channel, right now you'd be looking at a nice close-up of the board, but it's not. It's the My Mate Vince channel, and what you can see is the top of my microscope with hands underneath it, and you can't even see the board. Yet again, my microscope has let me down. There should be 4 files from this video today on this microscope. There's only 3, and I thought it might be user error because I haven't used it in a bit. It's not. I can clearly see in this video that I've pressed the left-hand button to turn it on, and I've pressed the right-hand button to press OK. OK is what starts recording. You press OK again to stop recording, then you turn it off on the left-hand side, then you reach over to the back and hit the main kill switch. I know how to do this now because I've been burnt so many times with it that I'm really careful. Yet it's still letting me down. So I read all the comments when I moaned about this before, and I got myself a new SD card, SanDisk one, so I didn't cheap out, and I formatted it on the microscope, and yet again it's still unreliable. It's not as bad as I'm making out. It's kind of like if you've got an unreliable car. It might only let you down 1 in 100 times, but those other 99 times you're worried it's going to let you down. And that's exactly how I feel with this microscope. Every time I take the SD card out to bring it over to my computer to get the files off it, if they're all there, I am jumping for joy. I'm expecting every single time to have problems with it and have to go through data recovery. So, yeah, I don't really know what to do. I think I spent £280 on this microscope, but if I tried to make a fix-it video on it, I could do it 100 times and it's going to work. It's too intermittent, and they are the worst faults you can ever have. I personally wouldn't waste my time on this because I would think it's fixed, and then on 101st go, it will let you down, and that's just what it is. So yeah, thing is, this brand of microscope is what everybody uses, so I think I've just been unlucky. So let me explain what I'm doing. So I'm just looking through the resistors to get the markings off them. One of them is 331, 2 of them are 100, and 1 is 47. I can't see any other markings on that 47, and the 47 seems to be centralized, but normally there should be 3 digits there, like 470 or 471, but because it's so burnt, all I can see is 47, so I don't really know what to put back in there. And then I used a hot air and I take all the resistors off. One of them is testing okay, but the other 3 are faulty, but I'm replacing all 4 because it's not going to take me much longer to replace all 4. So I'm just using that with hot air, taking them off, and then we can pick up the video when we go back to the overhead cam. And luckily, when I go back to the microscope later, the footage has worked. Yay! Right, first things first, I want to look at my S&D ruler. And I want to see what they are. I know they're tiny. Right, I think it is, it's not that one, it's this one here, isn't it? There we go, because these are the actual solder pads, not the size. That looks right. So I need the 0603, so let me write that down, 0603. Also known as 1608. Right, let's see if I've got them. Right, these are the right size. I've got to now find my, see if I've actually got the values or something very close. It really is a Christmas miracle. 47R, this one, 100R, 100R and 330R. So let's just leave those 3 out, put these lot away and see if they are actually reading what they should be on the multimeter. Okay, so 47R, let's see if you are reading that. New beauty, 47R, brilliant, okay. So I'm going to take that one out. There we go. Now this is going to be 100R, so I need 2 of these. Result. Oh, look at that, exact. I bought these kits on eBay years ago for next to nothing, and they still would be next to nothing now as well. As in, I think back then it would have been maybe, I'm not sure, under £10. And this one is going to be 330R, so 330 ohms. Yeah, there you go, 0.329K. Yeah, so 1K would be 1000, so 0.329 is 329. And I know they're the same size, so if we go to 0603 and pop one of them on, you'll see they'll fit on the same pad. Just there. I've now actually got you some microscope footage. Hallelujah! So you can clearly see now, because this was open, can you see the path can't come through from here? Yeah, so with this positive, we've got it going through the capacitor, but look, it's the resistor which is actually pushing the path through, and it's open, so it can't push the path through. Also from here, can you see if we've got the negative on these middle two, if, I'm not saying they are, but if they are connected to these two, and the negative here to these two which connect to these two, if, then again, can you see it's not passing that through? It's not, well, that was passing something through, but it's not passing through here, and it's not passing through here, which then goes into this chip. Maybe this is the chip that's responsible for the charging then, maybe. Right, so this one should be 330. Now, I got myself very confused with the markings on the resistors here, and I already know this stuff, so it's quite embarrassing. What didn't help is Google AI got it wrong, which I'll show you in a bit. When I say 330, I don't mean the markings on the top, I mean 330 ohms, 330 ohms, which is 331. Confusing, yes, but it's basically 33. And the 1 means 10, so 330 ohms. But there is a mistake made a little bit later, and let's see if some of you can spot it. I'm sure some of you probably have already spotted it. Just going to get a bit of blue tack to help hold this down. Right, nicely blobby, nicely blobby. Right, let's move on to this side here. So this bottom one should be 100. What have we got here? 47. Okay, well that's going to be the top one. So let's put that up top. Let's just try to get a little bit of solder on there to begin with. Way too much solder there. Here we go. O1A it looks like. Okay. Well, that must be some other kind of standard. Numbering standard. We measured it with the thingy anyway. Right, I'm going to clean those up and see what they look like. Right, there we go, all fresh resistors. So we'll give them one more little reading now that they're in circuit. So this should be 47 ohms between here and here. And it is. This should be 100 ohms between here and here. And it is 100 ohms between here and here. Oh, sorry, no. That goes all the way over to here from memory. Yeah, 100 ohms. And between here and here, this should be 330. There we go, fantastic. Do you see how nervously I'm turning this off? Because one false move and everything's gone. Right, let's solder this back in. I don't know if this is going to come alive right away or whether I'd have to plug in the charger to it to make it come alive. It's going to be there. So we're looking at around about there. Okay, that's melted down. We're on. Hopefully it won't spark. So I think I need to add a little bit more solder to that, unless it's all on the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit more to that. In fact, I wouldn't mind adding more to this as well. Let's do this side before we connect up the negative, because the board should still be dead right now. There we go. Hopefully that would have gone over and under, you know. And I'm going to do a little bit here. Here we go. Now, push that down. Keep it held down. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let's do maybe a little bit more. There.
Vince is a Muppet.
You know what? Google AI here really let me down, because it clearly says the value of a 100 SMD resistor is 100 ohms. It's not. It's 10 ohms, and that's the reason why that one there was testing 10 or 11 or 12 ohms, is because that one wasn't actually faulty. I don't know what I was thinking. I know this, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so basically, if the resistor read 101, it means it's going to be 1 0 and 1 0. So 1 0 for here, and then 1 0. Well, with this, it's 1 0 with no zeros. So that is 10 ohms, and that there is 100 ohms. And the resistors that were in it were 100. So they're 10 ohm resistors. So I need to swap out the two bottom ones here for 10 ohm resistors. The others are going to be correct, apart from I still don't know what 47 means. For all I know, it could be 4.7 ohms. I can't see what that last digit is. It looks like there was never a last digit, but I can't find anything online about 2-digit SMD values. So I really don't know. It could be a 1, it could be a 0, it could be anything. It could be a 9 for all I know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but to me it just looks like 47 bang in the middle. So I'm going to leave it at a 47 ohm resistor. You let me know what you think it should be down in the comments section. But look, these ones here now are going to be 10 ohms. So I need to take out the 200 ohm ones, and I need to put these in. There you go. These are, let me try. Here, when I tested them earlier, when I took it out, it read 10 ohms. Let me go from this side. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of variation. 12. Okay, so I'm going to put these two in, because 12 ohms is a lot closer to 10 ohms than 100 ohms. I'm just going to quickly whiz through that now. So what I'm doing is, I don't want to have to unsolder everything, so I'm just unsoldering the negative tab from the battery management board, so at least there's no power going into the management board. And with my soldering iron, I'm just adding a bit of solder to the tip, and it's easy to take off the resistors with the one soldering iron, because the resistors are so small, you'd probably get 4 of them on 1 grain of rice, so the tip of the soldering iron can easily span both sides, especially when you move it left and right. And then I'm just putting in the correct 10 ohm resistors. Google let me down there, because I did ask it, what does the value of 100 mean on an SMD resistor, and it said 100 ohms, and that really threw me. But I should have known, because at the beginning, the one resistor that was there that was marked up as 100 was 10 ohms, and a resistor can't go from being 100 ohms to 10 ohms. It can go from being 100 ohms to 1,000 ohms. It can get more resistive, but for example, if it's a tiny little wire on the inside, the wire can't grow, can it? So it can only get more resistive. A 1,000 ohm resistor could become 10,000 ohms if, for example, it was to be burning out that wire, but it can't go the other way. It can't go from being 10,000 to 1,000, unless, of course, it's full of corrosion. And if the corrosion is conducting, then I suppose it could become less resistive. But yeah, normally it's the other way around. So yeah, schoolboy error there. Anyway, we have now 3 definite correct resistors in, the 330 ohm, the 10 ohm, the 10 ohm, but I'm still not sure about the 47 ohm. Hopefully somebody will be able to help me out with that in the comment section. And now let's see that we've got the battery negative tab soldered back on, if we have power in the board, or do we have to connect the charger to it in order to liven it up. Right, let's see now if we have voltage here. Have the chips already livened up, because we now have power in this board. Or do I need to plug it in to get it to liven up? No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Right, okay, let's plug it in. Nothing there. Right, okay. Let's plug in the charger. I'm hoping this will reset it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Result. How good is that? Perfect. And we have a charging light. Actually, let's see if we can see the difference going into the battery between charging and not charging. So 4.16. Plug it in. Yeah, there you go. Let's see if it's climbing. Yes. Result. We fixed it. There you can see it's climbing nicely. Unplug it. And it's lower. Okay, I am going to put this back together now, and I'm just going to use this sleeve on it. My sleeve won't be big enough to go over this here as well. Actually, let me see, it might be. Bear with me. I'm just going to get some Captain tape and sort out this here. So we're nearly there now. I just need to put a little bit of Captain tape on the board to insulate it. Originally there was that fabric that was over this little battery management board, and then they had a heat shrink sleeve over the whole thing. Well, my 18650 heat shrinks don't fit over 18650s when they have battery management boards on. They only just barely fit perfectly over the battery themselves. So I'm going to have to order some up that are 2 or 3 mil bigger. In the meantime, I'm just Captain taping this original sleeve back on again. Yes, it looks all messy, but safety wise it's absolutely fine. And then I just need to put it back in. I'll put the board at a slight angle so it all clips together nice. In fact, I'll show you it when it's about to be clipped together. Right, it's all gone back in okay. I've put the board over this side to allow the top bit to close on. Has actually clipped in nicely. Right, let's get the screws in. Okay, apparently, I've looked at the instructions online, the blue light comes on when the battery's running low, and then you can plug it in to carry on clipping. And I think what happens is the blue light is on now because it's charging. The blue light will go off when it's fully charged. But if you watch this, you can hear it's working now, and it will continue to work whether we have that plugged in or not. So at least it means the haircut can be finished, and these are the different things that you clip on here for the different grades, you know, the different thicknesses here. So you can see this is number 2 and it's only that much there, and then we can go all the way up to 9 here. I have noticed that the red one's missing, which is number 1, but you can see that's a big amount there. And that is it. So just to prove it is going to cut, I know it's going to cut because it's brand new. But if I zoom in here, and I'll take a little bit off my arm, probably grow back all hairy now. Is that a myth? There you go. So you can see that bit's missing there now, and there's hairs on my arm here. So on my hand. So there we go. I've got a nice little ball patch there for the sake of you viewers, hey? I thoroughly enjoyed that one, and the reason I thoroughly enjoyed it more than I thought I would is because I thought it was going to be a boring one, but boy was I wrong. 3 resistors. 1 resistor was okay, even though it didn't look too healthy. So 3 resistors completely burnt open, and all I can think is that a little bit of water damage happened on the inside here. Maybe somebody brought this into the shower, not to cut their hair, but to cut other body hair, and they didn't know it wasn't waterproof. Water got onto the battery, went across that resistor. Maybe then there was a surge that took out the other resistors. Not too sure. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, but I really, really enjoyed that one, and hopefully I'll be back again tomorrow, fingers crossed, for another Advent repair. Thanks so much for watching.